All right, today we are diving deep into a fan fiction story called Locker Secrets. We're going to peel back the layers on this one and give you a sneak peek into all the hidden details that turn what looks like a simple high school romance into something, well, something way darker. So, the story kicks off with a line that just immediately puts you in that classic high school scene, right? First day of 10th grade, you're at your locker and there's an instant crush. It's the perfect setup, and honestly, the author uses it to totally lull you into thinking you know exactly where this is going. Yeah, Locker Secrets really starts out by checking all the boxes for a classic teen romance. You've got the familiar setting, the predictable characters. It all feels super comfortable, almost nostalgic. So, meet Nora. She's our narrator, a sophomore, and her entire world is about to get turned completely upside down by this mysterious new guy at the locker right next to hers. And here he is, the object of her affection, Stefan. You know the type. Handsome, quiet, the new guy. He's got this mysterious vibe that immediately pulls in both Nora and, let's be honest, us as the reader. But come on, what's a high school romance without a little bit of friendly competition? Of course, Nora's friends, Emma and Sophia, they've also noticed Stefan, which instantly just dials up the social drama. And this line from Nora, it just perfectly captures her whole problem. She's completely torn between her crush on Stefan and her loyalty to her friends. It's that classic conflict, your heart versus your friends. Okay, but here's where things start to get really interesting. See, things aren't quite what they seem. The author is so clever about this, planting these little clues that hint at a much bigger story just waiting to bubble up to the surface. And this is our first major clue. When Nora assumes Stefan's new, he comes back with this super cryptic comment. It's a huge red flag that tells us his backstory is way more complicated than new kid at school. And from there, the little inconsistencies just start to pile up. He knows things he shouldn't know, like details about Nora's ex. His eye color even seems to change from one chapter to the next. And let me tell you, these aren't just continuity errors, they're breadcrumbs, left there for us to find. So you've got this massive gap opening up between what Nora thinks is happening and what's really going on. It's brilliant, really. The author is telling two stories at the same time, the one on the surface and the real one hidden in all these little clues. Okay, so we've been giving you sneak peeks, but now it is time for the big reveal. Seriously, if you want to read the story for yourself and be surprised, this is your official spoiler warning. Hit pause now. The entire story really just pivots on this one question. After all the hints, all the misdirection, the story finally gives us an answer that just shatters everything we thought we knew. And boom, we're suddenly ripped out of Nora's point of view and thrown straight into Stefan's head. We find him totally alone, just consumed with guilt after feeding on someone. This is the exact moment the story takes a very dark, very unexpected turn. And with that one scene, the whole genre of the story just flips on its head. We have left the world of high school romance, and we have plunged headfirst into a supernatural thriller. Just as we're trying to wrap our heads around the fact that Stefan is a vampire, his brother, Damon, shows up, and his arrival just unleashes this wave of conflict and menace that was clearly always lurking just under the surface. So let's break this down. Both Stefan and Damon were turned into vampires by the same woman, Catherine, and Damon is still holding a massive grudge. So while Stefan is trying to run from his past and protect Nora, Damon seems dead set on dragging him right back into it, using Nora as an unwitting pawn. And then Damon makes the stakes terrifyingly clear. He just comes right out and says it. He's been watching them, and he is more than willing to hurt Nora just to get to his brother. All of a sudden, Nora isn't just some girl with a crush. She's a piece in a centuries-old vampire feud. So, what does this massive reveal actually mean for the story as a whole? Well, it forces us to go back and reread everything, to see all those early scenes in a completely new and, honestly, a much darker light. All those big high school problems, the crushes, the friendships, the drama that seemed so important at the beginning, they're now completely overshadowed by this supernatural war. The cute boy next door is actually a tormented immortal, and his very dark past has just come knocking. And that brings us to the story's ultimate chilling question. What started as a simple, sweet crush has become a desperate fight for survival. The story just brilliantly flips our expectations, leaving us wondering, what happens when a sweet high school romance gets invaded by ancient monsters?